Hello, welcome back. You look fantastic. If I look a bit messy, I have just got out the shower. If my room looks a bit messy, that's my room. It's always messy. Moving on. So I released my university survival guide a couple of weeks ago, and the reception's been very good. It's been my best video in months, apparently, according to YouTube statistics, all reliable and such. And I also realised that I left quite a few things out that are pretty obvious. So I thought I'd make a part 2. Because why not? More of a good thing. That's always good. Because good plus good, it's good. But before I start with that, I thought I'd do a couple of updates. First thing is, I'm in high quality. I may have mentioned this, but I might not have. But I have a new camera. It's the Samsung Galaxy Wi-Fi 16 megapixel camera, you know, the one. And that was bought for me by my beautiful Abby. It's wonderful. I love it. I love her. Thank you. Next, as many of you might know, and some of you might have actually been involved with this, I have a Facebook page for That Video Bloke, and it would mean a lot to me if you were to like that page. Now I have got a normal Facebook, but I'm going to be cutting down on the use of that one and mainly using my That Video Bloke one to hopefully gain more viewers and to expand my audience, basically. So that page is at facebook.com/thatvideobloke. Easy to find, easy to like. Also, if you could click on the little plus thing and then go on get notifications, then that would really help me out, and you'll be able to see everything that I post, and it'll be wonderful. You won't miss a thing. Yay. I think that's all the announcements, so let's get on to the University Survival Guide Part 2! Yeah! I'm going to give up with numbering these points because it failed last time, so just continue. I'll start off with a misconception. You know how Year 1 at university doesn't, at least not usually, I don't think it does anywhere actually, contribute to your final grade at the end of the 3 years. So most people go into the first year thinking, it doesn't matter, I can do whatever I want, I can just mess around and it'll be cushy. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. I think the first year is very important. Number one, it gives you practice on more essay writing of university standard, it gets you researching, and it gets you into the general gist of how to actually get through uni, how to get all the assignments done early and get them done at a top grade. All you need to do in this year is to pass to get into the next year, and then this year's forgotten. The first year can seem pointless, but I think it's a very good time to utilise skills and learn how to do these skills so you can then apply them to your later years, which do count towards your degree and are very important. Also, something helpful to do in Year 1 is after you've been in this degree for a little while, do you like it? I've had a few friends who have done a Year 1 and then they decided this subject isn't for me, I'm not actually too keen on this subject, I prefer to do that one. So what they do is they retake Year 1, but they're doing their new subject, which they enjoy much more, and they just do better at it, and they enjoy their university life, they get higher grades, and it'll help them, they'll like it, you know. What's the point of coming to university if you're doing something you don't want to do? No point, you just won't perform as well. Pointless. This also goes for something maybe you think that a subject will be more useful to you to getting into a certain career or a certain area you want to be in. So it's not just about what you like to do right now, it is also thinking about the future, thinking of doing something useful that will help you later on. But hopefully that will be something you'll enjoy as well. Next, in lectures, and this applies to Year 1, Year 2, Year 3, Year 7, however long you're here, don't be afraid to get things wrong. There are often times in a lecture when the lecturer will ask something and people are just kind of mumbling, just looking down at their pieces of paper, saying, I don't want to say it, I might be wrong. What's the point? It's a learning experience. This is another system of education. They're not expecting you to go in and know every single thing. And the best part of this is, if you are wrong, you will be told why you're wrong and what is right. For something like English, which I do, and sociology to an extent, there's no right answer. It's one of those. So saying your piece isn't a bad thing in most cases. It seems crazy that people will withhold their thought just for the fear of being wrong. Your lecturers are there to help you. So why not use all the contact you can with them? When you join a university, you usually get an email address with a specific email company, I don't know, but it works for your university while you're there. Now all of your lecturers will have emails, and this is an amazing tool, and people should use it more, in my opinion. If you've got a question, if you've got something wrong, if you don't know what something is, then you can email your lecturer and usually they'll help. And if you want to arrange a meeting with your lecturer, emails are the perfect way to do so because they'll always see it. They might not see it straight away, they may not reply straight away, but remember, they are busy. They're busy people. You think your life's hard, they've got to teach like 300 kids a week or something. I don't know. Also, we're not kids, we're mature young adults with beards and such. Most lecturers, if not all, because that's why they're there, have an interest of giving you the best knowledge they can and to help you through anything they're able to. So contact them, because yeah, it seems obvious, but a lot of people don't. They leave it and they don't contact them until too late or something. And it's really helpful, and I highly recommend it, and yeah. Another thing I'd highly recommend to do with lectures and researching is don't buy every single book they say. You will have no money and you will probably not use them as much as you think you would. What I've been doing is I've been going on Amazon, I've been buying really cheap versions. I've got a Kindle, I've been buying really cheap versions on there. Charity shops are usually good, like in Canterbury there's several bookshops and I've got a couple of my set texts from there. Other things, you can literally just download a PDF and you'll have it there. You can print it out, you can mark on it, it's just the same as having the book. For some things, like Shakespeare, because I do a module on Shakespeare, you have to have a specific one, otherwise the translation won't be correct, there will be different footnotes or no footnotes at all in some cases. But this can usually be pretty expensive. I'm pretty sure that Abby has looked at some set texts for a course and they're like £50–60. So you don't really want to spend that much on a book before you know how much you're going to use it. But for people who do a lot of reading outside of their course, it may be helpful just to get a bigger library as you can and just read as much as you can relating to the subject or what you're interested in. It's entirely up to you. Societies are a great way to have fun, great way to meet new people, and a great way to show off your talents, basically. You get many types, you get sports societies, art societies, all sorts of things, like I'm in the drama society, and it's helped. All these societies are really very fun, a lot of them are very cheap, you start like sessions at £1 or something, and some just have a year membership fee, which is just £20 for drama. I highly recommend you join at least one society. There are societies for anything. There are video game societies, anime societies, you've got different language speaking societies, all very fun, and loads of sports societies if you want to get fit and healthy. I do recommend that you don't join too many societies, otherwise you'll be a bit bogged down, you'll be too busy, your priorities might shift a little, and you'll go towards the societies more than your lecture work, which is not good. Finally, relating to not so much the actual inside of university bit, but the when you're in your student house, when you're in your private accommodation, food. Now I know we all want to eat things that are delicious, wonderful, and just basically expensive. You can't afford that. Unless you have money or you have a good job while you're at university, you'll be like me, and you have to live off noodles, bread, and cereal. And the occasional vegetable when you can be bothered. I've been lucky. I live in Canterbury, and in my first house I was right next to Asda. In my second house I was right next to Asda and Lidl. It's actually the same house, I just forgot to mention Lidl. And in my third house I'm right next to Asda, Sainsbury's and Town, so I can just get any food I want. But Asda, so good, so cheap. This isn't an advert, but I recommend going for the supermarkets for the own brand stuff because it's nice and cheap. It doesn't actually taste that bad. Actually, I think that the Asda own custard creams taste better than the fancy old custard cream. But that's just me. But those are all my second lot of University Survival Guide tips. What are yours? I'm interested to see how other people deal with this stuff, because once again, this is just my opinion, this is just how I try and do things, and many of you might do it differently, you might disagree with everything I've said. If so, let me know. So as usual, if you could like this video, it'd help me out a lot, it really makes the channel grow. You could subscribe so you get a notification on your YouTube account whenever I upload a video. I've got my Twitter account, I've got my Tumblr account, I've got my Facebook group, which I would love if you could like and click get notifications from it, please, because then that would really help me and you would keep up to date, and it's all it's all good, really, all round. So that's all I've got to say. Check out the networks. I've been That Video Bloke. You've been looking fantastic, and I will see you when I see you. I've got my Twitter account, I've got my Tumblr